the fourth trimester. Such an amazing time. You would have just had your baby and you are trying to heal from delivery, as well as just navigating your new baby and your family at this time. But as you're going through this period, you start to recognize that the fourth trimester is the ghetto. You heard me right. It's the ghetto. There's just so many things happening. And if you're not adequately prepared, it can be very challenging. It can be very daunting. So for this Mother's Day, let's spend a little time talking about that, so that our new mummies who are about to walk through that fourth trimester can be adequately prepared for what they are going to experience. Now, the first thing is, after labor and delivery, you may have had some tearing, you may have had an emergency C-section, and it's a little challenging to navigate those things. So one, if you've had an emergency C-section or you had a planned C-section, you don't know how to spring cough, you don't know that you need to move after your surgery, I want you, one, to check out our video on spring coughing and check out our other video on the importance of moving day one after a C-section. Now, let's talk about tearing. So you've had some delivery issues, and as a result, you had a little bit of tearing of your perineum. We need you to do some cooling to that area. And why are we doing that? That is to help to minimize the inflammation that's happening at the area. So that's redness, tenderness, increased temperature, and pain to the area. So you can take a pad and you can fill it with some water, put it in your freezer, and then when it is frozen, you're going to take it out and you are going to just splash a little water on it and place it into your underwear and put it on. Why, ladies? It really helps. And I know it might sound funny right now, but top tier advice. When you try that, if you had a tear, it will make such a big difference. It's transformative almost to your experience if that is what has happened to you. No, it doesn't have to be a tear that requires stitches, but once you've had some amount of tearing, or if you've even just had a little abrasion, right? If something feels off, you can go ahead and do that and it will make a big difference. Let's talk about breastfeeding. You have started breastfeeding and you're having tenderness to the nipples, soreness to the nipples, difficulties with latching. Ladies and daddies, get your mommy some help from our qualified lactation consultants that we have here right in Jamaica. Violet Griffith and Simeca Alexander-Williamson. Other certified lactation consultants like Ruth-Ann Taylor, Bianca Chung, to name a few. You want to get the help that you need from these ladies, and they will help to walk you through breastfeeding, all the challenges, latching, how to care for the breasts during that time, how to manage engorgement. Ladies, trust me, get you some help. Mummies, the reason why I can recommend lactation consultants to you, and I'm telling you that they're super important, is that I have been the beneficiary of help with lactation consultants. I've had 3 children, and with each delivery you'd think that, oh yeah man, you know what you're doing after the first one. I have had to have help. These ladies have come into my home and they have helped me to be able to have good breastfeeding journeys, help me in the early stages, because I tend to have some issues with my girls and me, and they have helped me walk through engorgement, because I have some serious engorgement after labor and delivery. So please get you some help from our qualified lactation consultants right here in Jamaica. Now let's talk about body odor. Yes, body odor. Now with all the hormonal changes that are happening to you, mummies, you're gonna smell.
What did she say?
Unfortunately. Listen, just try to bathe, yeah, get a good shower and use your deodorant. But even with that, just know that you're gonna have a smell. Yeah, at least I told you. Now let's talk about sweating. Mummies, daddies, you need to pay attention to this too. The sweating that you get in the 4th trimester after you've delivered your baby is beyond normal. Like anything you could have thought of in a hot Jamaica summer on the hottest day here, just know that you're probably gonna experience worse than that.
Jano.
Sorry to break it to you, but it's true. I remember with my first daughter, it was really bad. But with my second daughter, I'd wake up the next day or wake up for each feeding and the entire bed would be soaked. Not just that, oh, I'm having some leaking of milk, but my entire bed on my side and my pillows would be soaking wet. But ladies, I'm telling you, it is one of those things that you just kind of have to walk through, and it can vary because some women don't get that or that intensity, but it is a real thing. I just had my 3rd daughter. She is about to be 10 months and I'm still experiencing some amount of sweating in the nights. What happens now is instead of it being full body, this time around it's concentrated at my neck. So when I wake up in the night to do a feeding, my pillow is soaked, yeah, and I have to flip it over and sleep on the next side, and then when I wake up again I have to flip it over and sleep on the semi-dry side. So it's just one of those neck symptoms that you need to be prepared for, that it is a real thing. Now the last one I want to make you be aware of, right? When we were pregnant, a lot of us were hungry, right? And we would eat. And we felt like I was always hungry. But nothing prepares you for the level of hunger and thirst that you have after you've had this baby. So all that weight that you would have lost naturally in the first couple weeks after delivery, sometimes you're gonna put it on back. Why? Because you're hungry. And you're hungry because you are literally creating food for another human being. So now you're not just feeding yourself, but you're feeding another person, and that requires some extra food, yeah, extra caloric needs. And the reality is that a lot of times you will lose weight because, you know, all the decrease in blood volume, because we would have increased our blood volume by 2 times to accommodate baby. So you start to shed the excess blood and all the other fluids and different things, so you lose weight, but then you probably will put it on back just because you're breastfeeding. Now this video is not meant to scare you. This video is not meant to discourage you, because guess what, motherhood is such a beautiful thing. I have had 3 girls and they are such a blessing in my life, in my husband's life, in the life of our family and friends. But you know, we don't adequately prepare moms, new moms especially, about what the realities are after you've had baby. So I hope this video helps. If it has helped you, send it on to a friend who may be expecting. Send it on to even a new mommy who is going through these different things and they're wondering, what's wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you, mom. This is just the joys of the fourth trimester. But guess what? It levels out. If initially the hormones start to calm down, and your body starts to adjust, and over time you're gonna start to feel more like yourself. And when I say over time, sometimes it takes a year, sometimes it takes a year and a half, but you will start to feel like yourself again. And that weight gain that you put on, you will come to some amount of exercise routine as you start to establish yourself into your routine with your family, with this new family member that you've brought into the world, and you're gonna catch your own rhythm, right? And you're gonna lose that weight. You're gonna start to do the things that make you feel better. You're gonna stop sweating like crazy. You're not gonna be starving anymore. You're gonna feel so much better, and you're going to really enjoy the process of motherhood and the new normal, your new self, because you're not gonna return to exactly who you were before. You're gonna be you, but you're gonna be a different version of you, the mommy you, and it's just gonna be a beautiful journey. So love you. Happy Mother's Day. God bless you. Continue to be an amazing mom.